colourful explosion, rage gaming shaking, purple ring flash. Hey guys, Rage here, and it's time for the next episode of Rage Question Time with a little musical edge. No, it's not really gonna have a musical edge. That would be very, very silly if I just straight up sang the episode. Oh my god. So, you know how the format is by now. I answer your questions with my ramblings, and you listen and enjoy. First question is, hi Rage, good start to you. Well, the Guild Wars 2 guild you are making is mainly for your loyal fans. Me. I was wondering if we would be allowed to add our friends to the guild as well, even though they may not be a fan of you at all, because I am already excited about this guild you're making, and was just wondering if we would be able to invite our friends to help the guild get bigger and grow more. Anyone is welcome. When I said anyone is welcome, I didn't mean any, I mean literally anyone is welcome. You only get removed if after you have joined we find out you're not worth having. So if you join and you've got friends you want to play Guild Wars 2, fine, instantly, get them in. Everything is good. I want this guild to be a massive, huge, dominating community on the chosen Guild Wars 2 server. So yes, if you want more people to play with that you know that aren't subscribed to me, that's not a requirement. It's just this is a good base, my subscribers, to go forward with the Guild Wars 2 guild. I don't want it to become a massive thing. So yes, everyone is welcome. Absolutely everyone. Alright, next question. Next question. Greetings, old bean. I like your intro. I have a question or two for you to answer. What is your opinion on trigger-happy gamers who insist on skipping all cutscenes and insist on not caring about any of the story and just the action? As living in Australia, I'm constantly surrounded by these types of people. Australians, just stereotypically trigger-happy? Is that... They also swear a lot and don't care about rules on games, say Minecraft servers. Question 2. Do you collect video games and perhaps place them on shelf for everyone to admire? I have about 30-40 games on my shelf. Are you an avid fan of science, say physics or chemistry, my two favourites? Explain your answer! Alright, chill out. What question would you visit if you had the money and the time? I would visit Sweden. Happy face. Sent from my computer where email is supposed to be. High five, man. High five. Right, so, trigger happy. Well, at the end of the day, it's completely up to them. If they want to ruin the game experience for them, for themselves, then go ahead, let them do it. It's their choice how they want to play a game, and if they want to play it in the inferior way, then leave them to it. They can have a bad experience while you lord it over them, knowing the story, and generally getting more for your money when it comes to these games. Now, wait a minute. As for not caring about rules, then if it affects other people, then yeah, they're assholes. But honestly, if you're playing a single player game and you skip cutscenes, ignore text, stuff like that, that's just your choice on how you want to play. It doesn't really matter. All it is you get a lesser experience. So if that's what you want to do, fair enough, go at it. Do you collect video games and perhaps place them on a shelf for everyone to admire? I used to buy everything on box that I could, but in the last 2, maybe 3 years or so, I've got everything that I can digitally. In fact, I haven't bought a boxed game in at least a year and a half, because it is just so easy to get digital library of games now. I mean, Steam is fantastic. It's just great. It saves so much space, time and effort, actually ordering games and getting them to arrive and having delivery problems. It really is just... You download the games, have a virtual library, and it's great. I can honestly see the appeal in having, look at my gaming shelf, my pride displayed for all to see, admire it. And yes, I would like to have that. But thinking in the practical sense, I have just been a complete convert to the whole virtual library of games as opposed to physically on the shelf. And yes, I am an avid fan of science. I took chemistry A-levels, which what seems like forever ago, and I've always generally been interested in sciences. And yeah, I would say chemistry is mostly my favourite, although I do like biology. Like, I always have been into documentaries about nature and stuff like that. But mostly chemistry in a sort of academic sense would be my main thing. I like understanding things. Because being able to say exactly how stuff is working and what's happening around you is, I think, a really valuable thing. Because so many people live in ignorance of the deeper things that go around them, and being, you know, into the sciences and actually understanding the world around you on a level deeper than what you can actually see is, to me, a really good So yes, I am. What country would you... I would actually visit either Japan or America. America just because everyone wants to visit America. Can't imagine why personally, but the plan is to go and suddenly be convinced. But yeah, mostly Japan because, let's be honest, Japan has an amazing culture that you'd want to see. Both the modern and the classical Japan style would both make a very, very interesting trip. So I think that'll do it for your quartet of questions, good sir. Next question that I will be answering. Hello, Rage. Okay, I'm just going to cut the crap and ask you this question. Yes! Thank you! It saves me editing the freaking question down and so on anyway. Okay, so I know everyone wants to hear why you think PS3 is better than Xbox 360. I agree. Good. And so do. Tell us. What's your favourite comedy on TV or film? Mine isn't Monty Python and Outnumbered, but Benny Dharma is quite funny. I guess that's all, folks, or just Rage. So thanks for reading and hopefully answering a goodbye. You don't get to do it. You don't copy it. 00. What? Anyway, I don't think the PS3 is better than the Xbox. Although it is. I think objectively, for me, I prefer the PS3 over the Xbox. I prefer the controls on the PS3. I think it's a lot easier to use a PS3 pad than an Xbox pad. Blu-ray is hella better than whatever the hell Xbox has got going on. The PS3, you can browse the internet, bring me able to browse the internet is just a very big thing, let's be honest. There's always stuff you need to quickly look up that you can do on a PS3, and Xbox just doesn't let you do that. As for actual game choice, that's not really a big issue because nearly everything is on both consoles. There's very few exclusives that would swing it either way that are out at the moment or are coming out. But it's mostly the functionality, usability, and the features. I just think the PS3 is better, and I think the PS3 looks better and is a nicer thing to have in your room. But that's just my opinion. It doesn't mean it actually is, although it is, but it doesn't mean it's actually true. It's just an opinion. And if your opinion is different to mine, that is fine. Enjoy being wrong. Right, what is your favourite comedy or TV? My favourite comedy film of all time is Death at a Funeral. The English version, or the crappy American remake. There is just literally tears laughing start to finish. I went to see it and it took me so much by surprise. I didn't think it'd be any good, and it was one of the best film experiences that I've ever had. So goddamn funny, seriously. And yep, that'll do for you. Okay, I put this question in because I actually thought it was pretty funny. So yes, hey Rage, I was wondering, Asura, which race Asura and class you'll be playing Asura in Asura, Guild Asura, Wars Asura 2 Asura, Asura Vatia Asura, this one should be pretty easy to pronounce, Asura for once. Also, some little messages don't exist. Well, I was going to play Char, but I don't know why, but for some reason I want to be Asura. No, I'm joking. Literally, I am definitely going to be a elementalist, and there is no question in my mind about that. 110,000,000% I will be an elementalist. But the race thing, I've always been torn between two since looking at them. Either actually Asura, I am considering Asura before your subliminal messages, or human. I know human is boring, but I think they're quite good for mages. So I don't actually, Asura or human, I don't know. Any of you who know what those two races are in Guild Wars, comment on this video, let me know what you think is best for an elementalist, an Asura or a human, because I am very, very torn. I'm going to be sat staring at character creation for so long. Alright, the final question for today's Rage Question Time, and this is the final question because it's the last question I have to actually answer that's good. Where are all the questions, people? Flood them in, okay? Everyone who watches videos, send me something intellectual. Wow, irony, that I can answer. But yes, last question. Dear Mr. Rage, I have a couple of questions. If I get Guild Wars 2, since I haven't played the first one at all, or really seen much of it, would you be able to help me out a bit with it, teach me a little about the game. 2. Do you plan on playing any other MMOs besides that one this year or next? If so, what would they be? 3. If you want to find a new ones, this may be a bit much to ask, but would you check out the RPG MMO Aeon? It is made by the same people that made... No, it isn't. It's... anyway. When you record videos, do you think you could have Hollow record his also and then edit the videos together so they are side by side so we can see his... Is it that possible? If so, consider it. No! Anyway, thanks. Impossible. Right. First one. I'm not going to personally sit down and teach you Guild Wars 2, but see, this plays well into the Guild Wars 2 guild. Basically, I want it to be a friendly community where everyone helps each other. So if you were to join and then just ask anything in guild chat, and I'm sure loads of people would be fine with just handling that and helping you out or just providing information, and I'll always be in guild chat as well. So I really want, this'll just really, the point of being in the guild, everyone, you know, a community of Rage Gaming on a Guild Wars 2 server, hundreds of us, owning the server up. It is ours! And 2, no, I won't be playing any of the MMOs. Guild Wars 2, I think, will keep me occupied for the foreseeable ever, and if worst comes to worst, and I get bored of everything, there's always MOP. But I'm not looking forward to it, and it is a last resort is MOP. And if you don't know what MOP is, good. And Aeon, I've actually played Aeon. Me and Hollow played Aeon for about 3 months, and he went off it and he's now really doesn't like the game. But I always have a fondness for it, fond memories of it, because it was in essence a brilliant game. The flight is a great mechanic and works really well and is incredibly fun. But the thing is, we would probably still be playing it. It's just the one reason is that once you get to about level 30, at least when we played it, there's been a lot of patches and expansions, so I don't know if they've fixed it yet, but all it is grinding. There is maybe one new quest per level, and you have to grind for hours and hours and hours, just mob after mob after. It's so boring. Hollow quit at level 32. I managed to get to level 48 out of 50 before I finally kicked the bucket. It's just so much grinding. All it is, it just eventually drains all of the source of entertainment you get from that game, and you just can't stand playing it. I can't fathom how much grinding there is in that game, and I really wish there wasn't, because in essence it is a fantastic MMO, and I hope they've put more quests in, because honestly it is something I would go back to. And it's the developers for Aeon are not the same developers for Guild Wars. ArenaNet handling Guild Wars 2. NCSoft is just a host platform for them all. God! No, I'm not going to record Hollow Side videos together. Why would I do that? Serially. Well, I guess it might be quite interesting, the obstacle course. But that might be something you could do on his channel and you could go see his side of it. But no, probably not. Alright, that is me done for this Rage question time. Now, send in more questions. The address is on screen. Literally, everyone, send me so many questions. Literally, I'm just scraping by week, getting enough questions for the next show. So, I don't want to have to skip a show simply because there's not enough questions. So, yes, send them all in. My name has been Rage. Goodbye.